What's up, guys? Got him again here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the level 1 through level 85 farming guide for ships. This is going to be what I consider to be the strongest start for ships in the game, which is going to be SOKR into, Executor. Now, this is, of course, as of November 14th, 2022, so there's been speculation of Red 5 going around recently, so that hasn't come out yet. Once that does, this might change, but as for now, this is November 14th, 2022. This is still what I consider to be the strongest start for ships. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So the first ships that we're going to be talking about are going to be the first two ships for this guide that you can start farming before level 60, which is going to be the TIE Silencer and the Imperial TIE Bomber. The Bomber you unlock at 49, 49, and then the Slicer you unlock at like 36, I want to say. Could be wrong on that, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's right. This is going to be essentially all your damage for your fleets. The ship is so crucial. It has everything you would ever want in a ship. It's got CC, high damage, and a pretty good health pool to go along with that. So this is a great ship. This is going to be your pride and joy of the fleet. This is going to be a ship that you're going to want always, now and forever. We are Slicer stands. Farm this ship. Now, the Imperial TIE Bomber. This also is going to be the pride and joy of our fleet as well. This ship is great. It's a pilotless ship. Any pilotless ship in this game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Very low investment, high reward character. It basically scales health and protection through leveling it up, getting its stars up, and leveling up its abilities. So, pilotless ships are great. Cannot go on and on about ships. However, with the Bomber, we only really want to farm it until about 5 stars. And the reason for that is because we're actually going to farm Hound's Tooth instead. And it's essentially going to take its place because the Empire fleet, unless you have Interceptor, and the Scythe maybe, that hasn't come out yet. So I can't speak on that, whether that's going to be great or not. But also it's going to need Inquisitor anyway. So the Empire fleet without the Interceptor is meh. It's not great. The ships that we're going to be going for outside of the Empire fleet are going to be much better. So, I recommend getting the Bomber up to 5 stars. That'll give Queel 7 stars. You can unlock Mayhem. I'd say stop at 5 stars. Now, the rest of these ships are essentially going to be the ships that we're going to need for our first big milestone for ships, which is going to be Zeta farming. Now, these are all ships that are going to be easily acquirable, that will also have use in the long run. If you notice, we don't have Biggs on here. I think Biggs is garbage. His character is trash. Now, Red 5 hasn't come out yet. There's been speculation of Red 5, like I said. So, at this point in time, no Red 5, no Biggs on there. Biggs is trash. Otherwise, his ship is mid. But, no Biggs. All these are ships that we're going to be able to use later on. And they're also easily acquirable. So, that's the point of these other ships. Also, we're going to need, of course, our first order ships for the Finalizer, which we're going to need for SLKR. So we have the Special Forces, which is going to be the only ship you're going to farm in the Guild Store, which I think might be the only ship that's farmable in the Guild Store. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So pick him up. You can get him up. Also, for ships, I only really recommend getting them to 6 stars, except for the Silencer. But I really recommend them getting them to 6 stars because that fleet currency is going to come in clutch. You're going to run out of it faster than you might think early on, so be mindful of that. The Soldier, we're going to get up to 6 stars. Also keep in mind the Soldier's only at 4 stars. Don't farm this character after you unlock the Slicer. Go hard on this. Only farm him up to that point. TIE Fighter, whoops, I did not mean to do that. TIE Fighter Pilot. You can farm him in Galactic War Store. You can farm this ship in Galactic War Store. Very easy farms. I don't recommend farming them in Fleet Arena. Fleet Arena currency is actually quite valuable, and I only really recommend, also into the segue, what's this ship called? What? Razor Crest. Razor Crest. Always farm the Razor Crest anytime the ship shows up in Fleet Arena. The ship is so impactful. It's one of the top 5 ships in the game. And it's also the only Conquest character which is farmable. Or a character, you get what I mean. So always farm this ship when it's in Fleet Arena. Always make sure you have enough currency to pick this up when it comes around. The only thing, other than the Razor Crest, and of course like Vader, if you don't have him at 7 stars, TIE Advanced, I like to pick up his shards. Slave 1, I like to pick up their shards. Get the key ships that you can't farm outside of Fleet Arena Store. And otherwise, just spend that currency on Zetas. That'll save you big time. Save you big time. If you notice, I'm only at 600k GP. I just hit 85 less than a week ago. I have 4 Zetas, Vader, crew lead, the First Order TIE pilot, and the Omicron, mind you, and then Mon Mothma lead. I have 4 Zetas. It's very, very early to have 4 Zetas, so please hoard your currency. Get Zetas early, especially for First Order. It will save you. So, now moving on to the second ships. These 2 are going to be the ones you're going to farm in fleet battles. You'll have enough energy throughout the day to farm them both. Don't worry about that. The First Order TIE pilot you can get in Galactic War Store. Tarkin's on here because he's going to be the ship that you're going to use for your capital. Now, actually, though, before you get the bomber, I recommend using Home 1. But after you get the bomber, he has so much synergy with Empire. Highly, highly recommend using Executrix after you get bomber. But before, you can use Home 1. Home 1's actually better. Now, moving on to the third ship farms. This is going to be our executor requirements, and of course, Bosk. The Houndstooth is going to be the best ship in the game. The ship will do so much work for you early on. All those other hyperdrive garbage players that don't have Houndstooth in their lineup, you're going to roll right over them. And get good placements in Fleet Arena. Fleet Arena's OP. Those crystals come in super, super clutch. Getting Executor early on is going to guarantee you like top 5 positions always. Don't underestimate Fleet Arena. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Cannot vouch about the Houndstooth enough. Farm the Houndstooth. I should have put Django on here, but it's fine. It's Bosk. It's his ship. You get the point. Now, Kylo Command Shuttle. This node is cursed, okay? Farming the currency, or farming the shards for the ship, is so freaking difficult. I recommend farming this as early as you can, which is level 82 when you unlock that node. You're going to need him for Finalizer. Also going to need him for Executor. Sorry, I had a stroke. You're going to need him for Finalizer, but you're also going to need him for Finalizer. I'm having a stroke. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Now, the reason why the Finalizer into Executor is so good, because the ships that require, or that are requirements to farm Finalizer, are actually going to be the same ships that you're going to need for Executor. That's why this going in from one to the other is so, so, so good. If you notice, this is to farm Finalizer, by the way. It needs Houndstooth, Slave 1, and Xandu Blood. The only other ships that we need to farm for Executor are going to be Razor Crest and IG-2000. Other than that, the ships are literally the same. So that's why this is so, so, so good to follow one after the other. So, of course, we have our Xandu Blood here and our IG-2000 there. Now, the Echelon is going to be a ship that's going to be crucial for the First Order fleet. It is such a good ship. However, the node that you have to farm to get to this is very, very difficult. The node before it, actually, is the one I'm stuck on. But you want to start farming this as soon as you can. However, it's going to take some time because the battles are actually very, very difficult. So just start farming it when you can. But when you can, go hard on it because it's a really, really, really good ship that you're going to need. So, and I think we've got covered everything up here, right? Yes. Yep, okay, perfect. So we're going to start moving on now to the optional, because everything up here is going to be necessary. These are going to be the ships that you have to have. So have to have these. This is a nice to have, helps you get the very helpful for getting Zetas early on. Have to have. Executrix you're going to have. Very nice to have. Nice to have for Zetas. Nice to have. But now, this is where things get a little optional. This is up to you. There are 2 routes which you can go. Obviously, you can go Negotiator or Malevolence, which you get once you get to currency. The actual specifics of what you farm is, like I said, up to you. Now, my personal recommendation would be going for a Negotiator first. It also depends on if you're in a good guild that's able to farm Kenobi shards from very early on. When you start your account, luckily, I have a great guild that have been very helpful for me. So, obviously, I have 132 shards of Kenobi quite early on, which is very, very nice. But this ship is very easily acquirable in Galactic War Store, Galactic War Store, Galactic War Store. So, these ships are very easily acquirable, except for Anakin. Anakin's a pain in the butt. But once you get Slave 1 to 6 stars, I recommend dropping his farm and just picking it up in Fleet Arena the rest of the way. And so I put Anakin in his place. Anakin's ship is very, very annoying. I only have 30 shards, and I've been farming him for a hot second. But this ship is going to be crucial for this Negotiator fleet. If you're going to go Negotiator, you got to go Anakin. So that's my personal recommendation is that the ships for Negotiator are more easily accessible. And also you get Plo Koon, again, top 5 ship right here. Amazing reinforcement, absolutely amazing. If you'll notice, I have him at 75 already. His reinforcement is already doing work on my account. So, very nice ship, but again, optional. Now, for the Malevolence fleet, these ships, I would argue, are more cost-effective. The reason why I have Jedi Consular on here is because this node is where you're going to find the Hyena Bomber. Hyena Bomber is on this node, which is why I have Consular there. But this is a pilotless ship, which again, going back, pilotless ships are amazing. Never underestimate pilotless ships. Gonna find him there. You have to spend campaign energy, which you're gonna notice a theme here. So campaign energy for the Hyena Bomber. You're gonna need to farm Iden's node, which has the Vulture Droid, another campaign energy. And then you're gonna need to farm the Spy, which to be fair, Cantina energy. But still. With farming Executor ships, I'm already spending enough campaign energy as is. I'm spending campaign energy for all these favorited people. That's all my campaign energy characters. And I'm also farming Cara Dune up to 7 stars. Oops, that's going to be on here. Cara Dune up to 7 stars so I can get Palpatine to 7 stars because you need him for SLKR and also for R2-D2 for my CLS. So I'm spending enough campaign energy, which basically means that all these Negotiator ships are more convenient because I can farm them in the shops, and then the fleet battles, Anakin. And that's pretty much that. So this one's going to be up to you. If you have enough energy to go around, you can. I don't recommend it personally. I actually recommend Negotiator first. And, I mean, that'll give you a super, super solid base to your account. You're going to have an Empire fleet, kind of. You're going to have 3 Empire characters, which are going to be the 1, 2, 3. That's going to be your Empire fleet. You're not really going to have any reinforcements. You can, if you want to, throw something in like Geo Soldier. That's going to be like a nice bare bones fleet. Probably for defense or something, or maybe for cleanup. You're going to have a Negotiator fleet with Anakin, Ahsoka, Umbaran, and Plo Koon, which is going to be a very nice base fleet. And the Negotiator is obviously great. Not as good as Executor Profundity, but at the same time, it's a nice mid-tier fleet that you can use for cleanup or solid on defense, that kind of stuff. Going to be very useful. And then, of course, you're going to have your Executor, which is going to be amazing. Have them Razor Crest, the IG Umbaran, I'm sorry, not Umbaran, Xandu Blood, Hound's Tooth, and just super, super solid ships. And then, of course, the Finalizer. So very, very good starting ships, a very good minimum for your account. Not minimum, very good foundation for you to build off of for ships on your account. Ships are the most painful part of this game. The purpose of this guide is just to make it as easy as possible and to just get it out of the way. Because, you know, ships win GAC at the end of the day. And also, just, like I said, just get it out of the way because all these ships are a pain in the ass to farm. So, hopefully that helps. And that's going to be my free-to-play ship guide. It doesn't have to be free-to-play, but, you know, it's up to you. But that's going to be my ship guide for you guys. Level 1 through 85, telling you what to farm. After that, it's a field day. Do whatever you want to do. I haven't got to that point in the game, so I'm not going to make any recommendations. But this is what's worked for me, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's great. Also, very first GAC on this account. I'm super pumped. And I'm going to be streaming that, so make sure you check out my Twitch. We're going to do that battle live, or that GAC live. That'll be my first GAC for this account. But super, super pumped. So that'll be the ship's guide. I'll make some other guides here, hopefully soon. But hopefully that helps. And stay tuned for more, guys, and I will catch y'all later. Peace!